I'm writing a paper on 3D printing for a class in my English class. The first place I look for information is Google because it has a lot of results and options to choose from that are normally sorted um, by popular hit. So on Google, that means whatever you type in, uh, the the first things that come up on the list is normally what other people who have clicked on the most. I begin the research process by going to Google, typing in 3D printing. Uh, I use the search terms because that is the main base of my topic for my paper. I usually start with the basic topic, nothing detailed yet, just to get an overview of the topic. If I am not completely familiar about the topic, I uh, I see Wikipedia is a top hit. That's usually the case. I usually skip that. I am going down the list. Um, I click on this second link. What is 3D printing? I chose this link because it's looks reliable because the actual site is what it is 3dprinting.com. Usually that you know the site does seem pretty legitimate. Um, Gives us information about what 3D printing is, and how 3D printing works. This actually has a lot of good information um, about the tools used in 3D printing and the methods, technologies. Yeah, I will definitely save this source because it has a lot of good basic information on the topic, and it's obvious that it's not a site that is just giving out information that's not true. Um, it They even have a whole image on how that could be useful. We can go back, look for more, get one more source, one or two more sources. Um, Here, this one looks. I skipped this third source just because it looks like it's. I read the kind of the preview, and it looks like it's actually for someone that is looking to make a 3D printer, and I'm not looking to do that. Number four, explainingthefuture.com. That gives an idea that 3D printing is, this could tell about what it is and what it holds in the future. And see, this actually is a whole site by this guy named Christopher Barnett. And I can then go and see if Christopher Barnett uh, is an author that is reliable. Uh, I'm now searching for the guy who wrote this article to see who he is. Now it does look like this guy is. Oh, he actually has an about him on his page, so I'm going to go back to that. And it tells us that he is a futurist author videographer and associate professor. So okay, that does uh, back his um, validity on the source. Uh, so I will save this source as well. Um, this this source will be saved, and then I'll choose one more. Going down, I'm skipping 3D printing Mashable. See, Mashable is I know I'm skipping that because I know that's a um, more of a blog. And I keep going down. And then we have this thing on Google that says in-depth articles. It gives me kind of these options about just articles that have been in the world. Like one's from Forbes, one's from The Economist. I'm going to click on this one from Forbes. It says, "Will 3D printing change the world?" So I'm clicking on that. I'm just going to continue to the site and see what this is offering. And now it tells us, it tells us the name of the article, "Will 3D printing change the world?" And then it says by Brad Hart. So there we have an article on 3D printing. It gives us a link actually to Brad Hart so we can see, his credentials. Uh, does seem, here we go. Says, okay. So right here at the bottom it tells us a little bit about him, so he does seem qualified, and his article does seem actually pretty in depth in uh, why 3D printing is going to could be the future. So I'll save that source. May not use it, but it could be actually useful if I can go into how it will help the future. Give some some opinions on what Brad Hart thinks about 3D printing. So I have kind of a good basis on the 3D printing. I'm actually going back to the top now, and let's search for something, researching more on, let's get some more scholarly articles. So I actually like to use Google Scholar, and let's see what we come up with for 3D printing on Google Scholar. I skipped this first link because it's talking about scaffold development using 3D printing. It's possibly too specific. Next one, same thing. Skip that. Third one. So I'm going to go with this 4-source 3D printing technique applied to rapid casting. Just because these other ones were actually, I don't know if you saw, they were all in 2002, 3 and 4 and 5. This one's actually 2007, so it's a little more recent. Kind of looks like it's telling you, and it gives you a whole abstract on the paper, and then it gives you the article itself, and it's giving you this. I'm gonna change this source. I'm not gonna keep this source. It's kind of telling us about the I mean, if I may keep it. It actually has some information about how it's actually specifics on how it's used, but it's kind of almost an experiment, is what it is. Here we go. The next one looks pretty well. Hold on, see if I can sort. Yes, okay. I'm actually going to sort this by date. This allows my results to be much more up to date, like you know, more recent, so I know my information is up to date, not from 2003 or 2004. Uh, Here we go. This one looks fairly good. 3D printing analysis of a growing technology. Uh, I'm going to view this file. And then it seems like, okay, well, actually, this is not what I thought it would be. Actually, not going to use this. It's about someone else's, um, how someone else used it and developed a website. So I'm going to go back. Also, I'll keep up with my sources by uh, collecting the links of all my articles or all my sites and keeping them in a Word document. And later I can that way go back and view my sources online and use an online, uh, MLA or APA formatter that will allow me to correctly cite them. Uh, I'm going to go back to Google now and look for a more detailed search on 3D printing. I'm going to look for 3D printing companies um, today. The Shapeways. I'm clicking on this because it seems like it says 3D printing service and marketplace. The first one I actually skipped because it looks like it's the stocks of 3D printing. That's why I skipped that. Well, it looks like this is also looks like this Shapeways. Okay, so they actually do 3D printing, but they're a marketplace as well. So it looks like a lot of these are services, so I'm going to go back up to the top and change my search to 3D printing Shapeways. And then, alright, it gives us that, and then I see this link, how it works. I'm going to see if it tells us how it works, or if it's just going to tell us how. Okay, look. So I go back, it does not look, it looks like it's just another marketplace. So I click on this recent news article,